Coming up on Around San Diego, the Oceanside City Council votes on a resolution to limit cooperation with immigration enforcement. What this means for that part of North County. Plus, San Diego passes a new $25 an hour minimum wage increase for hospitality workers. How long it will take to kick in, and the warning business leaders are giving. And thousands of San Diegans could be at risk of losing their food assistance benefits. What to know about the changes to the program. Hello to you and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on our top stories and we'll look ahead at what's to come around San Diego. We begin with immigration in Oceanside. Their city council just passed certain protections. The community trust resolution is aimed at protecting people from immigration enforcement. Right now, federal immigration agents are barred from entering non-public areas of city buildings without a warrant. Council members then amended the resolution to ask the state to make a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Oceanside is also launching a Know Your Rights website for residents who fear immigration enforcement. Well, a Santee family has filed what could be the first wrongful death lawsuit against the gaming platform Roblox. The family of 15-year-old Ethan Dallas claims the company failed to protect their son with autism from a sexual predator who groomed him online for 3 years. Court records show 37-year-old Timothy O'Connor posed as a child and coerced Ethan into sharing explicit photos. When Ethan resisted, O'Connor allegedly threatened him.
I'm going to tell your mom, I'm going to make these public, I'm going to hurt you. Ethan, spent the last years of his young life, with this horrible secret that just tormented him.
Yeah, and she says Ethan carried that secret for years before finally telling his mother. 4 months later, he took his own life. O'Connor now faces 12 felony charges in Florida, but has been deemed mentally unfit for trial. Roblox says it is deeply saddened and that it has added more than 100 new safety features just this year. Well, now to a major victory for many minimum wage workers in the city of San Diego. The city council has unanimously approved raising the minimum wage for hospitality workers. The move will raise their pay rate to $25 an hour over the next 4 years. This policy will apply to event centers, amusement parks, and hotels with at least 150 guest rooms. But not everyone supports this decision. Business leaders say the move will lead to higher prices and job cuts.
Have made so much money off the backs of mostly immigrant workers that do the jobs that nobody wants to do. They clean the rooms, they clean the toilets, they wash the dishes while you're sitting in your mansions and your fancy suits and you don't sweat a day in your life.
Most of these costs will be passed on to the final consumer in the form of higher prices for events, higher prices for hotel rooms, higher prices for the services and the food and the drinks being served in these institutions.
Yeah, these new wage hikes will not begin to be phased in until July 1st of next year and will reach $25 an hour in 2030. Also, paid parking is coming to Balboa Park. We're just not sure exactly when right now. The city council approved this paid parking proposal by a vote of 6-2. There will be 3 different pricing tiers based on demand and proximity. Residents will get discounted parking starting next year after verification. Park employees, volunteers, and those with an ADA placard can also still park for free. The San Diego Zoo will soon also establish paid parking at its lots, but the zoo can decide when to do so because of its lease. Well, the woman who accused former county supervisor Nathan Fletcher of sexual harassment has filed a request for a restraining order against his wife, Lorena Gonzalez. Gracia Figueroa claims Gonzalez has engaged in a smear campaign against her that she believes could spill into real-world harm. The request says that she is seeking an order prohibiting Gonzalez from contacting her and soliciting or encouraging others to monitor or harass her. In a statement, Gonzalez responded, saying in part, "This woman has aggressively sought out my husband for years, lied about him and me in a series of now discredited lawsuits with specific intention to ruin his career," end quote. A hearing for the restraining order request is set for next month. Figueroa was denied a temporary restraining order so far. And right now, San Diego Unified is telling parents at some K-8 schools that their campuses will no longer host middle school students come fall of 2027. The schools affected are Bethune, Fulton, and Audubon. 6th through 8th graders will be sent to Bell Middle School instead. The district claims students will have access to more course offerings and programs, but parents at Bethune in Bay Terrace's neighborhood say their school has championship sports, a solid ASB program, clubs, and a culture of caring that few other schools can duplicate.
No fights at this school. Their test scores are meeting and exceeding any of the standards set. These kids are doing good. Why take them out of a good place and put them somewhere else?
Test scores show 49% of Bethune students meet or exceed state math standards compared to just 15% at Bell. For English, the difference was 53% to 29%. Well, big changes coming to the federal government SNAP program. It provides food assistance to low-income families, and the county chair says thousands of San Diegans are at risk of losing those benefits. Under the new rules, the work requirements have been expanded, so more people will be required to prove they are working at least 20 hours a week. Chair Tara Lawson-Remer says the county estimates nearly 100,000 San Diegans will be impacted by these changes, which are set to begin early next year.
The Trump administration passed new, very strict rules requiring more people to prove they're working to stay enrolled in CalFresh, eliminating exemptions for veterans, for elderly adults, for parents of teens, for former foster youth, and for people experiencing homelessness.
So under the old rules, it used to be anyone over age 55 was exempt from that 20-hour-a-week rule to get benefits. It has now been increased to age 65. The county says it will send text messages and flyers to people who are impacted by these changes. Well, Sesame Place San Diego is moving to a seasonal schedule, meaning it will be completely closed for several months. In a post on social media, they say, quote, "By focusing on our most popular times of year, we can deliver the best possible experience." Their final day this year will be Sunday before reopening in the spring. Many people on social media are disappointed, saying they were looking forward to holiday events and that this is too short of notice. The park says season pass holders will get a complimentary SeaWorld Fun Card. Employees will be then reassigned to roles at SeaWorld during the off-season at Sesame Place. Coming up, fake court notices are making the rounds in San Diego. How scammers are targeting you and your money. What specifically to look out for. Plus, state grants may be available to victims of San Diego's devastating 2024 floods when these programs will roll out. Well, it has now been more than a year and a half since flooding damaged many homes in southeastern San Diego. More rain this week. And while there are signs of progress up and down the streets in both Southcrest and Mountain View, neighbors say they are still struggling to recover mentally and financially.
I'm struggling, definitely. Like I said, I can't get ahead of my credit card debts. I'm about $15,000 in credit card debts. I lost about $61,000 worth of property.
Yeah, the flood channel that overflowed during the storm is still a source of concern. In the 4100 block of National Avenue, we spotted brush and trees growing once again in the channel. There was also an active encampment under the bridge. The city tells CBS 8 that spot, though, with the brush and trees in the channel we showed you, that video, is actually private property, and letters were sent out to those owners last year notifying them of their channel maintenance obligations. Well, state grants may be available to some of those impacted by the devastating 2024 San Diego floods. The Single Family Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Program is a non-repayable grant to repair, rebuild, or replace homes damaged in the floods, according to City Councilman Henry Foster. Meanwhile, the Homebuyer Assistance Program offers forgivable down payment loans to eligible renters affected by the floods. We spoke with Armin Harvey, the executive director of the Harvey Family Foundation, which has helped many of these flood victims.
We want HCD to understand that this situation is not like Louisiana, it's not like Florida, right? It's not like any other place. So we want to make sure that the information that they give out and the programs that they do roll out are specifically tailored to our community.
Yeah, so these programs will roll out in the new year, which is why the foundation hopes they and residents can make their voices and concerns heard at upcoming meetings. Well, a new report is giving us a better look at which zip codes have the highest wildfire risk. Analytics firm Cotality looked at factors like terrain, vegetation, historic fire data, and wind behavior during Santa Ana events. The group found Scripps Ranch had the most high-risk homes in the county, nearly 7,900. Then San Marcos was second with nearly 7,500 high-risk homes, followed by Rancho Penasquitos with nearly 6,300 homes in that category. There are steps you can take that potentially could lower your premium, including having defensible space and adding small screens to attic vents to block small embers. Speaking of, it's been more than a week now since the Coaches fire ripped through a lakeside mobile home park, burning 5 acres, destroying and damaging several homes. Now residents impacted by the fire can get help to recover. San Diego County has published an online guide with contacts for permits, property tax relief, and rebuilding support. Resources from the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and Team Rubicon, which is a veteran-led humanitarian organization, are also listed. All that information is available on the county website, alertsandiego.org/Coaches Fire Recovery. That's also on CBS8.com. Well, right now, the Carlsbad Traffic Safety and Mobility Commission is recommending an age restriction of 12 years for e-bike riders. However, commissioners are arguing that even with this step, data reflects the issues surrounding bike accidents are more tied to those 13 and older, not younger children. They recommend the council lobbies the state legislature to consider e-bike licensing, insurance, and reevaluating a higher age restriction. And the San Diego Superior Court has a warning about new scams. Scammers are sending fake court notices through the mail and also by phone asking for payment. One recent scam claimed a person could clear a fake arrest warrant by paying up. Superior Court officials say they will never text or call people to resolve issues. Real documents include case numbers that you can also verify online if you're hesitant. Red flags also include out-of-state area code numbers, and then also incorrect logos and typos. Coming up, National City residents are voicing their frustrations over a proposed fuel transfer station, what the Planning Commission has decided. Well, as we continue to take you around San Diego, know that National City's Planning Commission is rejecting plans for a controversial fuel transfer station. The proposal was for an empty lot on West 18th Street, less than a half a mile from Kimball Elementary School. Texas-based USD Clean Fuels wanted to use the space to offload low-carbon renewable biofuels from trains. The company says it would help achieve long-term climate goals by eliminating 2.4 million truck miles annually. While some say the project would bring jobs to the area, many residents say it is unhealthy and unsafe.
USDG is not here because they want to benefit National City's clean air or California's clean air. They're a Texas company here to make millions off of our children.
Yeah, even though permits were denied, it can be appealed to the California Coastal Commission. We'll keep you posted. Well, after years of planning and construction, San Diegans are finally a step closer to a new and modern travel experience at San Diego International Airport. Terminal 1 will be fully operational this week. People just recently got a sneak peek. The airport spokesperson says the new terminal is no longer a cramped space like the old one felt.
We wanted to create wider, more spacious hold rooms so that people can relax and enjoy their time at the airport, offer more concessions.
Yeah, excited to see it for myself. Terminal 1's grand opening is happening September 23rd. Well, for more than 3 years, Harbor Drive near Petco Park has been congested with construction, but it's all because of a project that's happening right beneath our feet. CBS 8's Vanessa Paz has progress on the project in this On the Move report.
The And when I drive, it's so congested down here already with the construction. It's ridiculous. It's hard to, I live right there. For me to get from here to the 10th Street, it's like 15, 20 minutes.
Traffic around Petco Park on Harbor Drive.
Frustrated, yes, because like I said, I can do a lot of things in 1 hour. So when you're sitting here, it's just wasting your time.
Has been anything but a home run for drivers. And it's all thanks to a major sewer project happening under the surface, impacting thousands above it now for over 3 years.
And before that,
Donnie Girardi is with the city of San Diego leading the work.
This is the Harbor Drive Trunk Sewer Project, and the city is investing $30 million to replace about 4,000 feet of sewer mainline that is supporting the downtown area.
A system that handles nearby apartments, hotels, and venues like Petco Park, the Convention Center, and Rady Shell. In 2022, Harbor Drive between Cesar Chavez and Park Boulevard was reconfigured into 2 one-way lanes to allow crews to work.
The contractor has excavated these 5 shafts, big holes in the ground there, and they're about 25 to 30 feet deep. And the contractor has crews inside these shafts, and they're tunneling from shaft to shaft, installing the new sewer line.
Engineers say the crews are using a trenchless tunneling method, less disruptive than tearing up the entire street. The goal to replace a nearly 50-year-old system and more than double the pipe size from 18 to 30 inches.
You know, a sanitary sewer system is not very flashy, but it is really vital to public health, ensuring that the downtown area has the infrastructure it needs.
From fresh drinking water to making sure toilets flush properly, city leaders add they're also coordinating with other water projects downtown to avoid stacking construction and frustrations. The good news, the project is in its final phase, with most work now south near Barrio Logan. The bad news, relief is still about a year away.
At current production rates with the tunneling, we're very optimistic that this project will be complete in summer of 2026.
That's perfect. Yeah, it's been long enough.
Once complete, crews will resurface Harbor Drive, reopening all 4 lanes between Cesar Chavez and Park Boulevard.
Vanessa Paz there reporting. Well, days after a pair of unique sperm whales were spotted off our coast, they have been seen again. What we know about the sighting, stay with us. The Nat's newest exhibit is showcasing a variety of fossils and specimens that not only detail our past, but help with modern day research. CBS 8's Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis takes us inside what's being called amazement in the basement in this Earth 8 report.
Each one of these fossils digs into the unique history of San Diego. We're unearthing our region's past here in the latest exhibit in the San Diego Natural History Museum.
We have some really incredible specimens that you can find that were found right under our feet.
Abigail Carr-Kinney is the exhibit director for Amazement in the Basement. And she's not exaggerating. The last time I was in the basement of the Nat, marine fossils were found during the construction. They are now on display for you to check out.
There are shells, or at least the internal mold of a shell of a high-spired snail that lived on the seafloor. And in the back there are some clams, also from the museum.
That's because Balboa Park is on an ancient seafloor called the San Diego Formation, which dates back 3.5 million years when the ocean's edge was as far inland as La Mesa.
So if you stroll along the beach, instead of always looking at the ocean, turn around and look at the cliffs, and there's a whole story there to unravel.
Venturing up the water column, you'll find much bigger fossils in this exhibit.
Fishes, sharks, rays, and if we're in the right time period, whales and dolphins and walruses and sea cows, and yeah, some pretty exotic organisms.
Dr. Tom Desmarais is the curator of paleontology at the San Diego Natural History Museum. The Paleontology Center is actually named after him. We are standing in a lab that is part of the visible storage. Some of the specimens on display include the paleontologists and researchers themselves working on their latest finds.
So people will be able to watch them, and every now and then the scientists might even be able to open the window, and visitors will be able to talk and interact with them.
San Diego County is considered one of the most fossil-rich areas in the United States. Even dinosaurs roamed our county roughly 75 million years ago.
Duck-billed dinosaurs and armored dinosaurs like ankylosaurs Probably carnivores too, but we just haven't found those remains.
Aside from dinosaurs and ancient marine life, you'll find other fossils, including large brontotheres related to rhinos, which roamed in what is now Scripps Ranch. Evidence of this once lush tropical rainforest are imprinted in our history.
Missing one.
Visitors can also play puzzles and games like poop bingo. Scientists, now you, can learn a lot from poop.
So we're able to use poop to know what they eat and what plants they need in their habitat to survive.
The exhibit includes taxidermy animals and animals in jars that were used in research done by scientists here at the Nat. And if insects are your thing,
that one's a little too big.
There's one on display that was recently discovered by scientists here at the San Diego Natural History Museum. Now it's time for you to open drawers, wander around the basement, and unearth our natural history in this new exhibit. Happy exploring. For CBS 8, I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis.
Very cool, Carlene, thank you. How about this? Another sperm whale sighting just off our coast. Local whale watching company San Diego Whale Watch says they saw the pair around sunset. Another agency also reported seeing a pair of sperm whales. Don't know if they are the same though, which was the first time the species has been spotted here in years. Sperm whales are rarely seen in coastal waters because they do prefer deep diving and are considered to be endangered. Their population has been reduced over the years because of whaling. Absolutely incredible. And Coachella just announced its headliners for next year: Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, Colombian singer Karol G. The artists have all played actually at Coachella in the past. The Indio California Music Festival is once again set for 2 weekends in April. All right, well, that will do it for us. Thank you, as always, for your time. Thanks for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care, and as always, go Padres.